All right, Shalom. We the Brothers of Great Millstone, the church here in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Yeah, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also like to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there laboring in this work. And as always, I want to say shalom to the believers, the Akim and the Aqua, which consists of the brothers and sisters that subscribe to this truth as well. So yeah, we back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And as always, we're coming under the banner of prophecy. Of course, that's the time we in. And the things that's written and recorded in the scriptures are now amongst us. And what it's going to bring is a certain level of uncomfort. It's going to get uncomfortable, man. Not just for the unbelievers, but even for the believers. Okay, when you go into certain situations, like for an example, Daniel in the lion's den. You think that was a comfortable situation for Daniel? You got damn lions, hungry lions, I might add. They growling and shit like that. He had to be patient and be delivered up out of the den. So that's the time we about to come into. We about to be faced. We about to encounter, embark on, should I say, uncharted waters, if you will. Pursuant to Daniel, the 12th chapter tells you how the time we're coming into will be a time of trouble have never been seen and can't be rivaled with any other time. And the time of trouble, that hasn't been seen from that time even to this very day. All right, what you have some?
Yeah, Cunning. This Acts 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples.
Yep.
And exhorting them to continue in the faith.
Yep, and that's what we ought to do, to continue in the faith. When you come into this thing, you have to hold fast, as it is written in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, hold fast to that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown, which is ultimately salvation, man. So you have to cleave on to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Oh, that's in the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Mm-hmm. It tells you to not make haste in time of trouble, which that's the time we're coming into, but to cleave unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. How do you do that? By continuing to hold fast to this teaching. See, go ahead, read that again.
It says, confirming the souls of the disciples, mm-hmm. and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
Yep, go ahead.
And that we, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Yeah, through much tribulation, we shall enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, man. It's not going to be just a smooth sailing into the kingdom. We are going to be faced with that hour of temptation, which according to the prophecy, shall try the whole world. Okay? And one of the major prophecies that's looming, and it's creeping up, man, is the flood. All right? When Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to allow the so-called white man to come after the children of Israel. And pretty much this man is going to come after everybody, man. Because anybody that's defiant to, whatever this man is about to roll out, which through the spirit, it's the spirit, before we got started, we got an alert, which, we're gonna share with y'all. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull it up. All right, this man out of desperation is gonna come hard body. Matter of fact, before you read that, let's get the prophecy, get Revelation the 12th chapter, which we're gonna go into Revelation the 12th chapter, take a more in-depth look, if you will, into that, because that actually goes into the so-called white man sending forth his military, man. Okay, and this is nothing new. In the spirit of law, we're going to go into history as well, showing this is how the so-called white man get down, man. This is how he rationalized things out. When have this man ever sat down and diplomatically worked anything out? Even when the setting proved that he should have. Like when you go into when this nigga came over here with his goons, Christopher Columbus, well, the stage was set for him to deal peacefully, man. Okay, the natives was not a threat, because if so, they would have attacked him when he first popped up on their land, man. They embraced him. What this nigga did, he waged war against them, man. So this is in the wheelhouse of Esau. This is how he get out. This is how he go about his business, man. So you should not marvel at the fact that this man is going to come after you to establish his new world order. He's going to do it by way of the military. He's not going to diplomatically work that out, man. All right. So real quick, let's get Revelation.
Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, mm-hmm. and ye that dwell in them.
Go ahead.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
He knoweth that he have but a short time. That's why you have the phrase Operation Warp Speed. So you see, what the scriptures is bad, man. The scriptures is spot on when identifying and targeting the devil, man. Okay, so now with that, let's get into this information.
This is breaking news.
Breaking news. This just broke. How long? When did this come out?
8:38.
It came out at 8:38. That was 20 minutes ago from my estimation, man. 20 minutes ago, this information just came out. To show you how the spirit works. Okay, so we're in real time. We prophesying what's happening right now. Hey, let's show you how things are speeding up. You see? Go ahead, huh?
It says medical miracle. Trump praises safe and effective Pfizer Crown 19.
Oh, why they throwing it in there? You got to remember you're dealing with the devil. Now you have a lot of people that's coming up against this thing because they feel it not to be safe. I sent y'all the article. What you had those who took they voluntarily took it, and one side of their whole body is paralyzed, man. You know, worthy to be laughed at if you see the images. You know, but now all of a sudden safe. See, going at the safe. Go ahead.
It says Pfizer Crown 19 vaccine as FDA grants emergency use authorization.
Emergency use authorization. So now they cut through the red tape. And it shows you how much the devil Esau is. You know, they was trying to make it seem as if they was going to have everything passed. It's going to be FDA approved and going to make sure everything was safe. Now, all of a sudden, no emergency. We're going to just bring it out now. And you ought to know, like they was trying to set the stage for the middle of next year. Look, man, these devils is in desperation mode. Okay? And marvel not if the pressure is not applied before this year, man. Just to get the ball rolling. See? Go ahead.
It says the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has granted approval for a Crown vaccine developed by pharma giant Pfizer, paving the way for a mass rollout.
Woo! A what?
A mass rollout.
A mass rollout, man. So you know what? To show you how much of a devil this man is, he already had that set up. They're not going to just conduct this operation on the fly. Like all of a sudden, oh, they got a call. Oh, really? And no, man, this has been in the works. But being the devil, he wasn't being straight up with you. He didn't give you a targeted date. He just told you, yeah, so sometime next year, we're expecting the window to be, well, all the time this nigga was, he's looking to come and catch you unexpectedly. And that goes into a flood. All right, the very idea of a flood is overwhelming, man. You know, and it's hard to stop a flood. Like, let's say if you got water coming in, you know, you try to patch it up here and it's coming there. Try to patch it up there. And before you know it, you're taken by the flood. It rises up. And that's what this devil is doing. He's preparing to rise up against you, man. Go ahead, up.
It says paving the way for a mass rollout of an inoculation.
Yep, of it. Look up that word, inoculation, man. And that's a part of these devils being slick as well. Just call it what it is, man. You use that because you know some Jake, he don't know what the hell you're talking about. He's signing the application. Inoculate, yes. Sex? Hell yeah. That's yeah, go ahead.
It says, President Trump deemed a medical miracle.
Yo, so all of a sudden it's a medical miracle, man. Matter of fact, give me Revelation. He deceived by them by their miracles.
Yeah, this is this Revelation chapter 13 and 14. It said, "And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the
jump up."
All right, kind. Well, I started 11. Revelation 13:11. It said, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb."
And that's dealing with Esau. Okay, go ahead.
And he spake as a dragon.
So he appeared to be a lamb. His approach was that of a lamb, but he spake. He spake like a dragon, going into what? His draconian laws. This man have laws and legislations in play to where he's going to justify himself waging war against you. You see, the mere fact of him instituting, if you will, the max to you by way of the military, that's war, man. What else you want? You know? So that's a form of him deceiving you. Go ahead.
It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
Right, which is dealing with the Roman Empire, man. That's why it's known as the Draconian Laws, which this guy, that was actually his name, I believe, Draco. He came from that, he was from that empire, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly one was healed.
Yep.
And he doeth great wonders.
Yeah, he what?
Doeth great wonders.
He doeth great wonders, go ahead.
So that he make a fire come down from heaven.
Right, and how did he make fire come down from heaven? By way of his military, man, these airstrikes. What was this one in Hiroshima, Nagasaki, man? He made fire come from heaven, man. That was a form of his airstrike. Even World War I, World War II. You had them dogfighter jets. Then even World War II, you had airstrikes. And to this very day, when different skirmishes break out, which the media not going to tell you all the havoc this nigga wreaking around the planet Earth. But there's airstrikes all the time. That's a form of him making causing fire to come down from heaven. See, go ahead.
It says, and he do a great wonder so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Yep.
And deceiveth them.
And what?
Deceiveth them.
And deceiveth them, go ahead.
That dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
By the means of those miracles. See? Why this word was used? Let's go back to right here. See, look, man, you can't get away from prophecy. You can't come from under the shadow of prophecy, Esau. And that's heavy because this nigga know what we tell. Although we telling him what he gonna do, he still do it. This nigga can either say, you know what, no, we're gonna take this approach just to shame them or just to. This nigga eventually do exactly what we say he gonna do, man. Why? Because everybody is subject to prophecy, man.
That's right.
You know, nothing has escaped the will of Yahweh Shema Shah. So as we read right here, the scripture say what? He deceived them by his miracles. And how fitting. This is said. Read this again.
It says, President Donald Trump deemed a medical miracle.
A medical miracle. Why is that word used? We know why. Because you're doing nothing more than fulfilling biblical prophecy, man. And again, if you just coming in, this article we reading just broke as of 25 minutes ago. Okay? Well, this man is about to get ready to mass roll out a mass emergency max. All right, so give me what you got.
Yeah, this 2 Thessalonians 2:9. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
And lying wonders. Everything this man do is based upon deception, man. This man have two instincts, you know. Obviously the sword, all right? This is a bloody man, so he's comfortable with war, but also deception, man. You know? This is how this man pretty much snare you. Well, that's a hunter. Yeah. The very idea of a hunter is deceptive. Yeah. From the fatigue, that's deceptive. From sitting up in a damn tree stand, oh, they got these duck calls, they got mating calls. That's to deceive the animal so he can lure him in, and he can snare him, then bam. Okay? So these are the two attributes of the devil, which we go into Genesis, the 25th chapter. This man is known as the Cunning Hunter, man, which we might have to tag that, the Cunning Hunter, man, which is Esau. And how does this man cunning you? How does this man snare you and trap you? By way of his legislations, his laws. That's why if something happened, they bust in your door, pull you over, it's some paperwork to validate it. Well, you're in violation of, Ethic Code B823C43H. Some crazy shit. Well, guess what? That's what these niggas did when you go back to the natives, man. They presented an idea of a treaty just so they could break it. The treaty was set up to snare you. So you can say, oh, that motherfucker, this is a crazy motherfucker here, man. He bring up the idea of the treaty. Hey, let's make a treaty, y'all, to celebrate our, you know what I mean? Yeah. In a treaty, we would never, just to come right around and do this shit so he can lure you to sleep. Go ahead, Doc.
This Psalms 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Yep.
He hath broken his covenant.
Right, and his hands really goes into his military. You got to remember, your hand is your power. Okay? So this man have stretched forth his hand as such has been at peace with him, which that goes back to the dynamic between them in the form of Columbus and his goons and the natives. But that also rings true to this very day. You're putting forth your hand, your military with such as a peace with you. We're not warring with you, man. You know, Jake is not threatening your establishment, man. And even if they did try to entertain the idea, even Esau know that Jake don't stand a chance. This motherfucker got weapons. You know, we was looking at the other day where these motherfuckers got they got a gun that shoot 1,000,000 rounds a second, man. So you mean to tell me think they're worried about Jake coming up against them with an old chopper? No, man. So when the scriptures say you have put forth your hand or sent your military against such that has been at peace or been so you read that again?
It says he has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them.
As be at peace with you, that means they don't cause you no harm. That's why when you read Micah, the 2nd chapter, it tells you how they work iniquity upon their beds. When you're in your bed, that means you don't have no resistance. In your bed, that's the most comfortable time of the day. So this devil have no threat from Israel. We don't have the power in our hand to threaten you, man. Yet you are busy concocting elaborate schemes in the form of your laws, you know, which is going to be put into legislation to wage war against us, man. See, go ahead.
It says he has broken his covenant.
Yep, he broke his covenant, man. And when you take a glimpse into this man's history, man, that's all he ever done was break his covenant. You know, not too long ago out here in what was that, South Dakota, the pipeline. Oh, yeah. He broke that covenant, man. All right, he broke different covenants, even with the UN and shit. Where they said, look, they can't. I was one in particular, I believe it was in Georgia, the Georgia Republic, where they couldn't dig certain pipelines. They agreed on it. They look up these motherfuckers over there, got down with the excavators. Yeah, excavating the land, man, and dare you to say something, man. See, well, that's Esau. That's how he get out. All right. So that was it, right? A
little bit more.
Go ahead.
It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Yep.
But what was in his heart?
Right. What do it mean? It said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Well, simply put, they were slick. This nigga slick. And we just read right there in the article, man, where this nigga said, oh, we have come up with a miraculous, like you got people waiting for this, you know? Fucking devil, man. See, that's their thing to create the narrative. See? Go ahead.
It says his words were softer than oil, yet they drawn swords.
Yet they were drawing swords. And that's what this man is doing right now, man. Okay, he's presenting slick, smooth words, easy words, yet he's drawing swords, man. Yet in the same breath, he's sending out his military. Which one is it, man? Okay? You looking to have everybody inoculated. You want to have everybody maxed. But the bridge to that is through your military, man. Proving that you Esau, man. Okay? Go ahead, up.
Yeah, this Psalm 58, and I started verse 1. It said, do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yet in heart ye work wickedness.
Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness, man. And who are those sons of men? That's dealing with Esau. Give me real quick, we'll go back there. Give me Isaiah 51 and start at verse 7.
This book of Isaiah 51. It's like Isaiah 51 and verse 7. It says, hearken unto me, ye know that righteousness. It's like ye that know righteousness.
Yeah, and that's dealing with all of you out there who subscribe to this truth. Okay? Go ahead.
The people in whose heart is my law, fear ye not the reproach of men.
See, fear ye not the reproach of men, right? Go ahead.
Neither be ye afraid of their revilings.
Yep, their revilings, which when you go into that word reviling, it translates to words. See, so that goes into his laws, man. See? Go ahead.
It said, for the moth shall eat them up like a garment, and the worm shall eat them like the wool. But my righteousness shall be forever, and my salvation from generation to generation.
Yep, so now let's go back.
Psalm 52, it says, in heart ye work wickedness.
Right, in heart, which we go into that all the time. Their heart translates to these secret councils, man. Okay? Which is conducted by the heads of Esau. Okay, if you have a body, right? You have a body of people, a nation. A body has what? A head. And within that head is thoughts. So within the heads of Esau, they have these secret councils. See? Go ahead.
It says, yet you, Slakia, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Yep.
They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Yeah, as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Now, does that mean as soon as the Edomite come out of the womb, he's speaking lies? No, he can't even speak. That links up with Revelation, the 20th chapter. You know, matter of fact, let's get it.
This Revelation chapter 20 and verse 7. It said, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations.
So he's going to come out of that prison, out of that pit, out of that womb, deceiving the nations. So that's what we just read in Psalm the 58th chapter, which was a dark saying. They come out of the womb speaking lies. That was prophecy. After this man came out of obscurity, after he came out of the pit, he came right out speaking lies. And it was on display in the Renaissance, in the time of the Renaissance, where he took down the images of the busts, the images, the statues, paintings, of the true patriarchs of the Bible for the most part. And anybody, the judges, anybody at that time period who wasn't them, and they set up their images. That was the first domino, if you will, in this man coming out of the womb speaking lies. See? So you got something?
Yeah, Cunning. This on Job 15 and 35. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity.
Right. So that's what they do. They conceive mischief. Right? When you conceive, that comes where? Out of the womb. See? Go ahead.
It says, and bring forth vanity.
And bring forth vanity. That's what you came up with. That was the baby that came out. That was the cake you was baking the whole time. What was the crown at 10? You came like, oh shit, that's what came out of the womb. See, go ahead. Oh, that's heavy too. They call that the oven. They're like a baby, the baby in the oven, you have a baby in the oven. That's what you did. You was cooking up this, it was a certain duration of time. We was waiting, the prophets, we was waiting on you to see what this nigga gonna come up with. And this was it, man. And we know that this is it, because as it is written, when he found opportunity, he would not be satisfied with blood. This the opportunity. Why we know? Because this nigga's milking it, man. He milking it, man. He took a common cold and flipped it and bounced it. Fuck him, man. That's desperation. See, go ahead.
It says, in their belly prepared
the seat. In their belly, that's the spirit. See, in their belly prepared the seat, man. So this is what you birthed, okay? Which was nothing but lies and deceit. That's why I said he come out of the womb speaking lies. See? You got more of him?
I got another one.
Go ahead.
Psalms 50 and 19, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Yep, so you have framed deceit. The very overtone of your rhetoric is all based upon deceit, lies. You got all these numbers, millions of motherfuckers who affected, as if it's somebody there with a damn clipboard, He got it. Oh, they got the little gun that they put on your head. So motherfuckers getting rolled in and you hitting them with the gun. Oh, yeah. He got it. Get the fuck out of here, man. You can no longer run circles around us. We are woke now, man. All right, so you got something? All right, so now let's get into this lesson. Let's go to Revelation, the 12th chapter, start at the 12th verse again and read down. Because the flood is coming, man. And that flood is going to be the military of Esau. That's a heavy prophecy, man. That's not nothing to gloss over. That's nothing light. That's not something normal. And let's just say if you had like dealings in the street, you might have been in a raid, a drug raid. That's overcoming. That's not, should I say overwhelming? That's going to pale in comparison to this, man. The average person ain't used to that. Ain't used to motherfucker kicking in your door. And in most cases, they can't even speak English, man. You're going to be a lot of UN soldiers, man. They're going to be of the United Nations, man. They're going to kick in your door, and it's not going to be a thing of, hey, man, let me grab my, no, man. They're going to gun butt you, all right? We about to go into that time. And these are the same soldiers. That's the spirit Apostle Ramla did a live stream about all the major players being back. All right, you got the prophets, we back. You got those who came up against the prophets, but also you have the Caesars back. Those who wrote the legislations, the lawmakers from the ancient Roman Empire. In fact, the ancient Roman Empire back, because reincarnation goes much deeper than spirits. Even kingdoms are reincarnated, man. Ideas, philosophies are reincarnated. Laws are reincarnated. Well, in this case, the military of Esau, these different soldiers, Roman soldiers, centurions, they back, man. Okay? That's why when you read Revelation, the first chapter, even those who pierce the Lord's side, they're going to see when the Lord comes. That's how close we is at the end. The one who pierced the Lord's side is born. Now, this ain't for the faint-hearted either, man. This is for the serious-minded out there, right? But those who pierce the side of the Lord, they back. They ain't like they ain't born yet, or they a couple of months old. They back. They in effect. They in their lot. You know. You got something?
I got something to back you up. Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 9. It says the thing that has been is that which shall be.
Yep.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Yeah, so everything that was done, it shall be done. See? Go ahead.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
There's no new thing under the sun, man. So what we witnessing right now has already happened. Okay? The same players are back, man. The same lawmakers, you know? And again, this is above the strength and comprehension of really just the casual issue. We ain't even talking about just somebody outside the truth. I'm talking about guys with fringes. They're not willing to embrace this idea, you know? This is only for the true believers. All right, you got more?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It says, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new?
Yeah, is it anything that you could look at and say, see, this is new? And the scriptures always have a play on words, because what's a baby that's freshly born known as a newborn baby? So that's counseled out. The scriptures say, look, it's nothing you can look at and say is new. Okay? So that means that the baby that broke the womb, that just came out the womb a day ago, was here before, man. Yep, go ahead.
It have been already of old time.
Yep, it already was here of old time. See, go ahead.
Which was before us.
Which was before us. See, you can't get around it. Reincarnation is biblical. In fact, without the ingredient, if you will, of reincarnation, you'll never be able to come into the full understanding of the scriptures. Guaranteed. You can't leave out reincarnation and get the fullness of the scriptures in relation to understanding. Won't happen, man. This is the glue that brings everything together. In fact, this is what Yahweh Shai taught. Just read, what's that, Matthew the 22nd chapter. You know? All right, so that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
All right, come on, let's go back.
Yeah, this Revelation chapter 12 and 12. It said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
Yeah, all the pieces everything come together perfectly, man. This is the only doctrine that makes sense, you know, as it concerns real time. Because it's not this man coming down with great wrath. It is not this man moving as if he's against the clock. He's moving as if he's looking over his shoulder. That's why the scriptures say blood shall pursue him, man. Destiny is on this nigga's heels, man. That's why we just read the article. News came out 45 minutes ago. You know, it ain't been an hour ago. The article came out with Trump saying, you know what, we got a miracle. We finna roll out an emergency max. That's because he know that he have but a short time. See that? And also, not to mention, Operation Warp Speed. Why is it that's the case, man? Because they fulfilling biblical prophecy, man. All right, you got something?
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 5. It says, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away.
Right, and when you read this chapter in its entirety, right, this is the elites of the so-called white man reasoning with themselves. Okay? So read that again.
It says, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed.
Right, their destiny is fast sealed. Okay? Go ahead.
So that no man cometh again.
Right, so they'll never come back into power again. All right, and we're gonna get into that as well. Go ahead.
One more verse. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
Read that again.
God. It said, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily.
See, warp speed. See, we didn't make this up, man. Okay, go ahead.
And let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
And that's what they're doing. They're running circles around you. They're using the creatures to push forth their agenda. But it's all an effort. And again, I got to say this again. The New World Order is not a thing of luxury. It's not like the New World Order is like, yeah, you know, we're going to add an addition to the crib. Or, you know, I'm going to hook up this so we can take it to another level. You know, we can have, we can open up our doors with chips. No, that's all out of desperation, man. The New World Order has everything to do with life and death. It's a ploy to survive. Because they know, even if you don't believe us, guess who believes us? The elites. They know that what we say is real. They know about the rigorous rule. They know about the rod of iron. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, quick precept. Psalms 37 verse 12. It says the wicked plotted against the just and gnashed upon him with his teeth.
Right, so he plotted against us, with his laws and legislations, and eventually he's going to gnash upon you with his teeth. Or in other words, press upon you with his military. All right, so let's go back. Oh,
I got the word teeth real quick.
Okay,
just, metaphor. The word teeth, it says something that injures, tortures, devours, or destroys.
Woo! Yeah. And that's what the teeth does. It devours you. All right, so come on.
Back Revelations chapter 12, verse 13. It said, and when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman.
Now hold up, what do it mean when it said when the dragon saw that he was cast to the earth? You know what? Just some nigga who read the Bible a lot of times. He'll think that was a dragon in heaven, the devil, and the Lord cast him to the earth. Yeah. Then he came, it's a cartoon. The stars go around his head. He came to his sense, and he said, "Oh shit, no, man. Read this again. We're gonna give you understanding on this through the Spirit." And that was the motherfucking thing. Like, you can run circles around you people out there, man. You people are nothing more than a damn. You are made to be taken, man. That's why Christianity is the biggest booming business on the planet. All you gotta do, if you really want to get these niggas, you put the visual to it. Yeah. Like the same thing I just showed you. You have somebody reading that. You have Morgan Freeman reading that. And you have a dragon come down, Puff the Magic Dragon. Yeah. Come down, boom. There's some stars come out his head. And he realized he was cast from heaven. Yeah. Come on, man. We're going to read this. We're going to give you understanding through the Spirit. Go ahead.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth.
When he realized he fell off. That's why, matter of fact, no, we ain't got to get it. We can just quote it, Isaiah 14 chapter. Well, you got it, but that's Spirit. Go ahead and get it.
It's Isaiah 14 and verse 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Right. How have thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? That simply means the so-called white man is going to go from an exalted state to an abased state, period. When you come across the word heaven in a symbolic gesture, if you will, it's symbolic to rulership, man. It's symbolic to being on top, all right? Hey, that's why you might have somebody to say, man, I'm in heaven right now. Do that mean in heaven, man? No. Or somebody might say, I'm catching hell. Give me Matthew 23. Give me that real quick. Okay, we're going to prove that when the scripture speaks about heaven or heavenly places, it's only concerned with being in an exalted state. All right? Why are you getting that? Read that again.
Because it's on Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Read it again.
It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Right. And Lucifer is symbolic to the illuminated ones, which goes into the Illuminati, which the Illuminati is biblical. Look, everything on the planet Earth is biblical, man. Okay? Everything that you see is dancing to the tune of the scriptures. It's not like the scriptures is compromising with existence. No, existence is a play on the scriptures. So everything, you can read about everything in the scriptures. You can go to the scriptures concerning every matter, man. Right? But it say Lucifer was going to be cast from heaven. That's dealing with the international bankers, those who seize control of the planet Earth, who cornered the market, man, who rule the world. Okay, and you know what? That's further explained through a parable. Let's show you how bad the Lord is. It's further explained through a dark saying, Lazarus and the rich man. Let's show you how cold the Lord is. The Lord gives you much more understanding on it, but it'll be through a parable. Go ahead,
God, it says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground?
How have you fallen off? That's all that means. And Jake say that. Oh boy, he had it. Now he fell off. That's all it's saying. When the scriptures say the dragon fell or was cast to the earth, it simply means he fell off. Okay, go ahead.
Which did is weaken the nations.
Yep. That was it. All right, come on.
This is
and we're going to give an example. When you come across the word heaven or hell in the scriptures and the symbolic meaning of it, right? It's not talking about goddamn, where your grandma at, man. Or some nigga, in hell burning. Well, get the hell out of it. Go ahead,
St. Matthew 11:23, and thou Capernaum, which are exalted unto heaven.
See, and the Lord is cursing out a certain city, you know, and thou Capernaum, who is exalted unto heaven. Go ahead.
It says, shall be brought down to hell.
Shall be brought down to hell. So hold up, a whole city went to heaven. Hold up, first of all, it made it to heaven. Yeah. And somebody said, oh shit, man, looking through the records. Y'all shouldn't be here, man. Y'all supposed to be in hell. Yeah. Fuck out of here, man. Read that again.
It said, and thou Capernaum, which are exalted under heaven, shall be brought down to hell.
Right. This city, Capernaum, was exalted. It was an exalted city, man. And they was brought down to a lower state, which in the spirit, the inhabitants of Capernaum, you know, you know. All right, go ahead.
It says, for if the mighty works which have been done indeed have been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day.
Yep, see that? All right, so
look, I can finish up on this.
Okay,
Isaiah 14, in verse 14, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Ooh, so see that? So he said, I will sit amongst the height of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay, go ahead.
It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Yep, see that? Come on, man. You devil's going to be brought down to hell, man. You can't even fathom. Man, you ain't got the stomach, man. If the Lord gave you an image of Esau in the kingdom, you're abundant. You know what proved that we're going to have the new bodies to deal with them. That's that double. Yeah, we could deal with them if it was just even, just one, not double. Yeah. We could deal with it in these bodies. But as it were, it's going to be double. So now we're going to have to be upgraded in our bodies, man, to shit we're going to be doing to Esau, man. Go ahead.
It says,
yeah. And the way they're going to look. You got to see how they look, man. When they're in the bag state, there's long, stringy hair and shit. The hunchback, them motherfuckers, they make your flesh crawl. You see them motherfuckers, man. What's that movie, Lord of the Rings? The little hobbit little nigga, that's Esau, man. Go ahead,
It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit.
Yep.
It says, they that see thee.
See? Go ahead.
Shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee saying, is this?
Hey, when you narrowly look upon something, you know what that means? You focus in on it. You know, you zoom in, like, what the fuck? You know, go ahead.
It says, is this the man
that
made the earth to tremble?
Yeah, you're going to marvel. You're going to say, is this the nigga that made the earth to tremble? And even, we're in the beginning stages of that now. You see a little nigga like Bill Gates, man, he said, what the fuck, this little nigga, man, in a carnicky sweater, man. And this nigga, he's the one that's dictating, you know? Go ahead,
It says, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Yep, that did shake kingdoms. And how did he shake kingdoms? Through his military, man. World War I, World War II, different airstrikes, okay? So now let's go back here.
Revelation 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child.
Yep. Oh, he persecuted the woman. How did he persecute you? Through your laws, man. Okay? Go ahead.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and in times, and have a time from the face of the serpent.
Yep, go ahead. And that's the dealing with now. We would be in that wilderness. Go ahead.
It said, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water.
It said what?
And the serpent cast out of his mouth.
Out of his mouth, right? Which goes into what? His legislations, his laws. He cast out of his mouth what?
Water.
What?
As a flood.
Water as a flood, man. See? Read this again.
It said, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
So out of the serpent's mouth, right, which is his laws, he cast out
water as a flood.
Water as a flood, dealing with his military, man. See, go ahead.
It said, after the woman.
After the woman. See, go ahead.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Yeah, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. Now that flood, matter of fact, you got something?
Yeah, real quick.
All right, go ahead and let's go to Isaiah 59. Go ahead.
It's on Psalm 37, verse 32. The wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay them.
Yep, the wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay them. And I got to say this just didn't happen in his lifetime. This always happened. That's why we just read in Revelation the 12th chapter, the same thing happened. They eventually sent their military after Jake in the Roman Empire. They did it with the Greeks. Okay, when you read Maccabees, which Lord will, we might be able to go into that. You know, Antiochus or Antiochus, he sent forth his military based upon certain decrees he sent out. It happened with the Romans, and it's happening now. That's why when you read Revelation, the 12th chapter, what we just read, it's like scenes. You know, it happened then, and it's happening now. But more so now, because everything builds up to its perfection. You know, that's why you see, like, for an example, cars. You might have a 67 Challenger. It's not like the 2020 Challenger. See why? Because over time it grew into its perfection. So that's the same with this dynamic between Jacob and Esau. It's building up to its height. You know, you guys. Okay, come on.
Yeah, this Isaiah 59:19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west."
Yep, go ahead.
"And his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood."
See, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. See, and how is he going to come in like a flood? Through his military. Real quick, go to Job. I think it's Job 18. Go to Job 18 real quick. The Psalms 18.
Psalm 18.
I believe it's Psalms 18. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Floods of ungodly men.
Yep.
Yeah, this Psalm chapter 18.
Get all the meat out of it.
All right, this Psalm 18, and I started at 1. Yeah. I know that's right.
Yeah, that's it.
That Psalm 18 and 1. It said, "I will love thee, O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, my strength. The Lord is my rock."
Oh, and that's heavy. See, my strength. That proves that all of you Israelite groups out there, man, and you know, your attempt to establish your own salvation by way of stockpiling weapons or some crazy shit, you're going to be put down, man. See, those who are in the right spirit, we understand that we have no power here, man. Okay? And we understand that our strength would be of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? And the only way we're going to show you that in the spirit. You know, the only way you're going to get out of these floods is going to be by a miracle. It's going to be by a miracle. We're going to show you that. Go ahead.
It said, "The Lord is my rock."
See, the Lord is my rock, which is Yahweh Shai, the deliverer. Right? Go ahead.
"And my fortress."
Yep.
"And my deliverer."
Woo!
It says, "My power, my strength, in whom I will trust."
Yep, go ahead.
"My buckler."
And how do we trust in the Lord? By trusting in his doctrine. That's why I say my strength and my buckler. Give me Psalms 91 real quick. Let's find out what this buckler would be. And first of all, while he's getting it, what's the idea of a buckler? It's to fasten you. It's to keep you, fastened in. Because there's going to be a roller coaster ride. Let's say if you're on a roller coaster ride and you're not fastened down. Soon you hit a bump, you're going to bounce up out of there, man. Right? So we're going to be held down, fastened by this word. See, go ahead.
Get the point, start at the top.
Go to the point.
All right, this Psalm 91 and 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust.
See, under his wings shall thou trust. Go ahead.
His truth
is what?
Shall be thy shield and buckler.
Shall be thy shield and buckler. So when you go back here,
God, it says, it says, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust.
In whom will I trust? Go ahead.
My buckler.
My buckler. So the trust in the Lord is to trust in his word. That's why the scriptures say thy truth is thy shield and buckler. See that? Yeah. Go ahead.
It says,
hey, you can't just say, I trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but then if we tell you that the chip is the mark of the beast and you don't believe that, that means you don't trust in the Lord, man. In order to trust in the Lord, you got to trust in the doctrine. You think this book set up beautifully like this with all these different writings and chapters just for you to say, nah. No, man. This is the bridge to the salvation right here. See? Yep, go ahead.
2 Chronicles 20, verse 20. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem.
And that's a prophecy dealing with now. Even though we know it, that's why the scriptures say things were in the foretime. That's why it said Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. The only other time this happened in a prophetic state is now. When you really go into the history, man, and you got these bug outs out there who try to dismiss the natives and the Latinos as being Israelites, man. You should be put to death swiftly, man. Let's just get, because it's, you know, how long should we suffer niggas like that? You know, you can't even go back and forth with a nigga like that. You know? Go ahead,
It says believe.
Nigga come up with all types of scientific. Why my hair curly, man? That's stupid. My hair knotty. No. Go ahead.
It says believe in the Lord your power, so shall ye be established.
Right. Believe in the Lord your power, then you will be established. Buckler. That's what fashions you. That what holds you down. See? Go ahead.
It says believe his prophets.
Oh, believe. So that's how you believe in the Most High. Believe his prophets. Go ahead.
So shall you prosper.
So shall you prosper. And the prophets convey the prophecies. So you don't technically believe us. You believe in what we present to you, which by default is Yahweh Shai. All right? We present unto you the Savior, man. And if you believe on that, then good for you, man. All right, go ahead.
Psalm 18:2. It said, the Lord is my rock and my fortress, and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust.
Go ahead.
My buckler, and the horn of my salvation.
That word horn translates to power. The power of our salvation is through Yahweh Shai. Just ask Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, man. Go ahead.
It says, and my high tower.
And my high tower, which that's heavy when you go into that. That's going into the climax. That's going into when we're actually delivered. Because when you go into that word tower, it means to be raised. See it? Go ahead.
It said, I will call upon the Lord, Yahweh Shai.
Another cut, right, on Nate, or any of you out there who don't put any stock into the name. Because you got some who in a irresponsible approach and just overall laziness. It don't matter, man. Whatever you call the name of the Lord, if you believe, man, get the fuck out of here, man. You got to call a certain name, man. See? Read that again.
It says, I will call upon the Lord, Yahweh Shai, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies.
Yeah, so see, the scriptures say that you're going to be saved from your enemies, man. Not some guy in the underworld with a pointed tail, man, and a neatly shaved goatee. You know, a slick motherfucker. You wake up, and this nigga right there with a pitchfork. Don't move. Fuck out of here, man. Your enemies is the so-called white man, and we don't got to break that down. Just go watch the damn period piece. Go ahead,
It said, the sorrows of death compass me.
The sorrows of death compass me. Go ahead.
And the floods of ungodly men made me afraid.
See, and the floods of ungodly men, that's dealing with the military of Esau, made us afraid, man. Which that's going to be an overwhelming moment, man. Okay? It's not going to be nothing we're going to do. The military coming in, hey, get in position. You get in position, you know? And you no, man. You're gonna be solely in the hands of Yahweh Shai. And the Lord gonna work a miracle in that moment. Matter of fact, go back to Isaiah 51. We're gonna show you that through the Spirit. You got something?
I got something real quick.
Go ahead.
Psalm 35, verse 1. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me.
Yeah, Esau is striving against you, man. And the only ones that's gonna be in good case is those of you who know that. It's simple as that. That's why Yahweh Shai said that in Luke the 19th chapter. If you only knew the things concerning thy peace, man, but now they are hidden from you. See? Go ahead.
It says, fight against them that fight against me.
So the Lord is going to fight against them that fight against us. That's cold, man. And I'm compelled to go to 2 Kings. The Spirit, we're going to probably go there. All right? Go ahead.
It says, take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help.
So the Lord's going to stand up for us in that day, man. But why? Because it's going to be just that bad. You got to remember, this man has a whole lot of power now, man. The Lord gave this man power. Matter of fact, give me that. My enemies are too strong. Go ahead.
Okay. It says, draw out also the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me.
And that persecution is going into his reviling, his words, you know. That tongue, that poisoned tongue, right? Go ahead.
It says, say unto my soul, I am thy salvation.
You got more? All right, come on.
This Psalm 18 and 17, He delivered me from my strong enemies.
Right, so the Lord is going to deliver us from our strong enemies. What's the point there? They're strong, man. All right, this man, we have no power in our hand physically to ward this nigga off. We can't ward off our enemies, man. We are somewhat anemic. The scriptures call us the poor, man.
That's it, man.
You know? Go ahead, huh?
He delivered me from my strong enemies and from them which hated me.
Yep. And this is all driven by hate. The so-called white man has a perpetual hatred for you, man. And that's outlined in Ezekiel the 35th chapter. Go ahead.
It says, for they were too strong for me.
For they were too strong for us, man. This man rolled one tank in your hood, man. What the fuck you gonna do? One tank. Think about that. You got niggas give all these niggas all the choppers they want, and you bring one tank. That's your ass, man. Go ahead, huh?
Psalm 35, verse 10. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which delivers the poor from him that is too strong for him.
See that delivered the poor, right? And when that word poor is not concerning eating out of a garbage can. Again, that means we have no strength in our hand to fight this man. We solely at the mercy of Yahweh Shemi outside here, man. See? Go ahead.
It says,
and we're the only group that really push that. All these other guys, they push themselves. You know, like you see an intro to Sakai, you got a soundtrack, this nigga walking up in slow motion and shit. You know, especially Nate, this nigga on a cake, man. You turning around, you know, or Johanna, all these different guys, man. These motherfuckers got weapons. They don't push forth the idea of us needing a savior, man. Their whole approach is to cancel out the role of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
That's his name.
Yeah,
Yahweh Shai.
that's it, man.
The deliverer. So why would you try to step in that position, man? You know? Like going back to this, it says, the poor and needy from him that spoiled them.
Yeah, so the Lord going to deliver the poor and needy from the very ones that spoiled us, man. Okay? So yeah, come on, huh?
Back in Isaiah. Isaiah 59 and 19, it says, so shall they fear.
No, back in Isaiah 51, Salaki.
51?
Yeah, is that where we was at?
I thought we was on the floods.
Oh, no, we was in Psalms 18.
Oh, you still want that? You want that Psalms 18?
Yeah, Then we're going to go from there to Isaiah 51.
You want the floods of ungodly men?
Yeah, give me that. Yeah.
All right, Psalm 18 and 4. It said, the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid.
Right, so only way we're gonna get out of that is through divine intervention. We'll bring us to Isaiah 51. Isaiah 51 and start at verse 8.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah 51 and 8. It says, for the moth shall eat them up like a garment, and the worm shall eat them like wool.
Yep, go ahead.
But my righteousness shall be forever.
Yep.
And my salvation from generation to generation.
Yep, see, and my salvation from generation to generation. Continue.
It said, awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of the Lord.
See, yeah, that's our thing. We want the Lord to raise up Yahweh Shai. That's the arm of the Lord. Awake, awake, and put on thy strength, which is Yahweh Shai, the deliverer. Go ahead.
It said, awake as in the ancient days.
See, awake as in the ancient days, man. Who delivered us out of Egypt? That was Yahweh Shai, man. And who it was from? The floods of ungodly men. Was not that Pharaoh in the military? You see how it all come together, man? It was actually the military. But hold up, it's going to show you a symbolic, it's going to show you a spiritual overtone to what's about to happen in these times. Go ahead.
It said, art thou not it that have cut Rahab?
And that's us reasoning with the Lord. Hold up, Lord. Are you not the one that cut? What you waiting on? Are you not the one that cut Rahab? Rahab, go ahead.
And wounded the
dragon.
dragon.
And wounded who?
The dragon.
And wounded the dragon, man. So the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai actually wounded Esau before. See, he showed, like when you go, even though we know what this is, but when you go into that, and we're dealing with prophecy, man. Okay? You think that was written for nothing? This all have everything to do with prophecy. Who is the deadly wound? Who is the...
Yes. Come on, man.
Why is that written right there, man? The Lord already wounded Esau before, man. So that's why we shouldn't fret. But hold up, there's more. Go ahead,
God, it reads, art thou not it that have dried up the sea?
Oh, go ahead.
The waters of the great deep?
The waters of the great deep. See, go ahead.
Thou have made the depths depths of the sea a way for the ransom to pass over.
So hold up. The Lord is going to have the ransom to pass over the waters, man. So we're going to act, that happened before. So it's setting the stage for now. The Lord said a ransom. Who is the ransom? The elect. How are you ransomed? Through Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai paid for us, man. So now the Lord is going to make us pass through the waters. Now when you go into ancient Egypt, what happened? The Lord split the waters for us to pass through, man. Guess what? The Lord is going to cut Esau again and open them up so we might pass through. And that's going to go back to we're going to go back to Isaiah 59 chapter on it. Oh, you got something?
Yeah, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 43 and verse 2. When thou passest through the waters,
when thou passest through the waters, go ahead.
I will be with thee.
And
through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee.
Yeah, so we're not going to be overwhelmed. See? Go ahead.
It says, when thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee.
Meaning what? The elect going to be kept through it all. Even when the missiles come, the Lord is not going to let your hair even be seared. Oh, well, that's going into the furnace. The 3 children in the furnace. They didn't even smell smoke on them, man. So the Lord is going to deliver us, but it's going to be emphatic, man. Okay, it's going to be with a mighty arm or stretched forth mighty hand so that his power can be shown. See? So let's go back here. Read that where you was off again. Where you was at?
Isaiah 51 and 10. It said, Art thou not it that which have dried the sea, the waters of the great deep, that have made the depths of the sea a way for the ransom to pass over?
Yep, go ahead.
Therefore, the redeemed of the Lord.
Yeah, the redeemed of the Lord. Who would that be? That would be the believers, ultimately the elect, which all of you right now in this moment qualify to have at least hope to be an elect. That's all you can ask for, man. See, go ahead.
It says,
you just got to endure to the end. Pray to the Lord for you to endure to the end. Go ahead.
Therefore, the redeemed of the Lord shall return and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away.
Yep, go ahead.
It says, I am he that comforted you.
Yeah, so this is a pep talk. The Lord telling us, I got you, man. And he went back to the past. That's like the Lord selling himself to you. Look, man, look what I did to Rahab. Look what I did to Pharaoh and his armies, man, for the ransomed. See, go ahead.
It says, I am he that comforted you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of man that shall die?
Go ahead. And what else?
And the Son of Man.
That's why we read in Psalm 58. O son of men, do you speak out of right? That's dealing with Esau. See? Read that part again.
It says, I am he that comforted you. Who art thou that thou should be afraid of a man that shall die?
See that? The Lord said, you be afraid of them niggas that they gonna die. Meaning what? Their destiny is already penned. It's already written that they're going to be violently overthrown. So why be afraid of them? They're going to die. Go ahead.
And of the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass.
And that goes into Psalms 37 chapter. How the Lord is going to raise them up like grass. And the reason why the scripture compared Esau to grass, because grass sprouts up, it blades up. It's the sword. It blades up. That's where he can get his power, through the blade. It blades up. Then eventually it withers before it's cut down, man. See? You got something?
Yeah, kind of wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 8. Let us crown ourselves with rosebud before they be withered.
Yeah, before they be withered. See? And that's being on the clock. Oh, shit. You know?
That's it.
See, man, we're in beautiful times, man. All right? Yahweh Shai going to deliver us because it's written, man. And we often can go into the judgments of the Lord and the wrath that he's preparing. But the Lord promised protection too, man. That's a part. Anybody can tear something up, but who can preserve? Who can see? Who can build or preserve something from being to? That's power. Right? Esau tore shit up. All right, come on. That was it on that? All right, come on. Let's go. I think that was it on this. Oh, no, matter of fact, it's more. Select.
It said, and forgettest the Lord thy maker?
Yeah, so we should forget the Lord and forget his works. That's what it means. You're going to forget your maker? You're going to forget what the Lord did in ancient Egypt? You're going to forget what the Lord did with delivering Daniel, delivering the 3 children as we mentioned already? No, man. You got to remember that. Oh, that's why the scriptures say, the Lord stir up our mind by way of remembrance. See, you have something. Sirach. You can get that. That's what I was thinking about. You can get what you getting though. You got that?
Yeah, this Sirach 2:10.
Yep,
look at the generations of old.
See, look at the generations of old, right? You look back in retrospect, the Lord got down, man. And he's doing it to this very day. But you got to remember, the Lord is bound by his word. So the Lord, things got to play out, man. The Lord honor his word. That's why it's an emphasis on us to be patient. Oh, that's why in this same precept, it says, woe to them who have lost patience, man. So we got to wait on Yahweh Shema Shai. Go ahead,
Con. It says, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Yes, so long as you trust in the Lord, which again means trusting in this truth when it's presented in its purest form, you're not going to be forsaken, right? The Lord not going to despise you. Matter of fact, continue.
It says, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Yeah, the Lord ain't going to despise you because you trust in him, man. The Lord ain't going to despise you because you put your hope in him, man. In no wise will the Lord put out a flickering flame, man. See that? All right, so that's it.
A little bit more.
All right.
It says, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in the time of affliction.
See, and saveth in the time of affliction, man. Here it is. You want some things that's carnal, external, that really don't apply to your salvation, and you becoming impatient. But the Lord said he's going to save you in the time of affliction. He's going to be right on time, And no better than when this man rolled out on us, man, when it's military. So let's go back there. Oh, you had some talking.
This Sirach 51:7. It said they compassed me on every side.
Yep.
And there was no man to help me.
Yeah, meaning no flesh. You're not going to be saved fleshly. No man is going to redeem you, right? That's in the law as well. Yep. And no man shall redeem you. Go ahead.
It said, I looked for the succor of men, but there was none. Then thought I upon thy mercy, O Lord.
Ooh, then thought I upon it is bad. Then I thought I upon thy mercy. How do you do that? By going into the generations of old. See, go ahead.
It says, then thought I upon thy mercy, O Lord, and upon thy acts of old.
Ooh, and upon thy acts of old, man. Okay, the Lord preserved Noah, and his family, man, through that flood, man. You better believe that was a rocky, Go ahead.
It says, and how thou deliverest such as wait for thee.
Yeah, the Lord delivered those who put their trust in him, man. King David, as the young lad. Did not he take down a Goliath? He was renowned for that, man. But it was based upon what? Yahweh Shema Shai. It was done so that the mercy of the Lord could be magnified. You can see that story and praise Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's also in First Corinthians, the first chapter, where it say the Lord chose the base things of the world so that his power can be seen. See, go ahead.
It says, and saves them out of the hands of the enemy.
See, there go again, save them out of the hands of the enemy, which again, who is the hand of the enemy? The military, man. His military. Okay, the head of the enemy is the Illuminati. Go ahead.
Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience.
See that one scripture captured it all. That summarized everything. See, we look at the things of old, right, and consider it. It says, and through much patience, go ahead.
And comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
See, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Where are you going to go to, man, to find the works of the Lord? The scriptures. Okay? And within those scriptures documented the works of the Lord, man, and how he saved those who trusted him. Okay? Yep. So you can go back out.
Psalm 51:13. It's like it. Isaiah 51:13. It says, and forgettest the Lord thy maker, that hath stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, and has feared continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor.
Yep. See that? Read that again.
It said, and forgettest the Lord thy maker.
Yeah, so the Lord said, you're going to forget me, man? Forget the works I did? You overwhelmed by this devil so much that now you forget me? All right, go ahead.
That stretches forth the heavens?
Yep, the Lord stretched forth the heavens. The so-called white man paled in comparison to the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Go ahead.
and laid the foundations of the earth.
Yeah, go ahead.
And has fear continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor.
And that was all us at one point. You fear continually because of the fury of the oppressor. You got to remember, this is not just shrunk into one lifetime. You have a simple nigga that don't consider the things of old, and they don't. What you mean? Man, that was the time when this dog was hunting you down, snatching you out your house, hanging you, lynching you. Right? That was fearing the oppressor. So we all, whether it was in this lifetime or not, it was a time where the fury of the oppressor had you feared. I mean, the fury of the oppressor had you in fear. Okay? Go ahead.
It said, as if he were ready to destroy.
Yeah, see, that's the question, man. That's the Lord being sarcastic. As if this nigga ready to do something? That's what he's saying. He said, as if he was ready to destroy? No, man. He don't have, it's not a part of his, it's not in his will, you know, Esau's will to destroy. The Lord gave him his power. And that's in Isaiah the 10th chapter, man. Around the 15th verse. Right? Go ahead.
It said, and where is the fury of the oppressor?
So where is it? You know? All right, so that's pretty much it right there. All right, so we can go back to Isaiah 59. Unless you had a precept. All right, so now let's go to Isaiah 59. And I want to, before we close, you know what? I want to put this together. Go to 2 Kings. You know what I want. Is that 2 Kings 6? We're going into the list of the story.
Yeah.
Let's go there, and I want to kind of just get kind of to the point on it. You can build it up, but I want to put this together right here.
About the,
Oh no.
The fire from heaven.
No. I'm talking about Elisha. Where the military came after Elisha.
I think that's 2 Kings 2. I think. Let's see.
Yes.
No, I ain't 2 Kings 2.
Try 8.
Might be.
Yeah, no, I think it might be. Let's see.
6 and 17.
Oh, it's 6 and 17. Okay, it's kind of like it. This 2 Kings.
Now, real quick before you get there though, let's go back to Isaiah 59. So, all right, go ahead.
Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
Yep, go ahead.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Yep, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. So by now, you should have, a better clarity on it. That flood is dealing with the military of Esau. That's what's coming. He coming, man. Okay, go ahead.
The spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
So when this happened, okay, the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him. Now, we're going to go into this word standard real quick. Look that up for me. Now let's go here. Slacky. I'm going to get standard first, then we're going to go ahead.
Kind is on Strong's H 5127. It says to take flight, depart, disappear. Read it again. It says Strong's H 51 and verse 27. It says to take flight, depart, disappear.
I'll break it down.
Kind of like you said, it's going to be wonderful and miraculous works that Yahweh Shemel Shah going to do, man. It's going to be a heavenly interference that's going to be between Jacob and Esau, man. And the Lord, he's going to be on Jacob's side to defend against Esau. Because again, we don't have no carnal powers in our hands. The only thing we got is to trust in the Lord, and that trump everything, man. Like it says on paper, scissors, rock, paper beat rocks, seals beat paper, whatever. Guess what? Spirituality beat carnality, man. Yahweh Shemel Shah beat all the weapons that Esau can give unto you, that he got, man. Yahweh Shemel Shah, he made the missiles, so that means he can beat the missiles, man. You know?
That's heavy, yeah, because you got the deactivation button on everything. Okay. But when you go into like the heavens, right, which is spiritual, it trumps the earth. It's above the earth. That's why the Lord said, my ways are above your ways. So right there, the earth, everything carnal is toppled. But again, let's read this definition one more time.
God, it says to take flight.
Yep, to take flight. Okay, to take flight. Go ahead.
Depart. Disappear, man. Disappear. And again, we just got to throw it out there. This is not just for the casual Israelite. This is for those amongst you who understand not to put a cap on the power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Those of you understand that there's no limit to the power of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. If you don't believe what we about to go into, then this ain't for you, man. You don't really believe in the one that stretched out the heavens, man. That created the wind. That's something to marvel at. The wind, that's something that you could feel, but you can't see it, man.
that'll mess you up right there. So that same power, he got the power to make you disappear. Okay? And it's gonna be that. That's when they closing in, it's gonna be nothing else. It's gonna be a situation where that's the only option. See, that's gonna be the only option. And the Lord gonna make it happen, man. And we're gonna go into that. So
real quick,
you got
Psalms 121 and verse 2. My help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth.
Yep, my help coming from the Lord. What you at? First verse? Second verse? Yeah, read the first verse.
This Psalms 121 and verse 1. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
See, meaning this is a area you're not looking toward the earth for anything carnal, right? You're looking way beyond the earth, but that's why I said I would look toward the hills. Okay? That's where our power going to come from, meaning it's not of this realm. The Lord going to send forth, man, it's going to be spectacular works, man. You got to remember, this is just the beginning. We got a vast future, man. Man, you finna see things that the average person not going to be able to explain away, man. See, go ahead,
It says, I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
See, lift up. See, our salvation coming from upward. Go ahead.
From whence cometh my help?
See, whence cometh my help, man. So it's not going to be of this realm. Your help is not going to be something, not going to be, yeah, man, if I would have looked at I looked right on time, I saw him coming, and I tied up my shoes and I got the fuck out of there. I went out the back door. It ain't going to be no shit you can explain like that. That means you will get the glory, man. It's going to be things that's going to happen where it's going to be of the spirit, man. Spiritual thing. Divine intervention. All right, you got something? Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, let's go. So remember, right? The scriptures say when the flood, which we know to be the military, comes in, the Lord's going to set up a standard, and that word standard goes into what? Disappear. So we're gonna get an account of this. This actually happened before. The same setting. You had a man of the Lord who the military came after, and the Lord made him disappear. We're gonna get there. Go ahead.
This 2 Kings 6, and I start verse 13. And he said, "Go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him." And it was told him, saying, "Behold, he is in Dothan." Now,
to set the stage, you had the Assyrian king who was coming after Elisha the prophet. And how he came after him, he said, spy him out. It's not that happening today. Do not you have people ear hustling us, man? You know, spying on us, the YouTube guidelines, monitoring what we say. See? Go ahead.
Therefore sent he thither horses.
So they sent horses after Elisha. Go ahead.
And chariots.
And chariots. Go ahead.
And a great host.
And a what?
A great host.
That word host means armies. So you see how everything is nothing new under the sun. This is how they came, which the Assyrians today, the modern day Assyrians would be who? Esau, the Babylonians, man. So in a spiritual sense, this is going to happen again. They're going to send their military, they host after the prophets. But let's see how the Lord is going to combat them. Go ahead.
It says, and they came by night.
And they came by when?
Night.
They came by night. And that's heavy, which we know this, we in the night. But also, when you go into these different lists, the red list, blue list, yellow list, you got insiders that actually, whistleblowers that tell you they plan to come at 3 or 4 in the morning. That's how they try to play the prophet's hill, man. That's it. But guess what? There's a scripture that say that the Lord don't sleep. We might be knocked out, slobbing. But guess who awoke, man? Yahweh Shemiah shot, man. And the angels, man. See? Go ahead, huh?
It said, and compassed the city about.
Yeah, they surrounded the whole city, man. Yeah. For the prophet Elisha. Go ahead.
It said, and when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early.
Right. So one of his understudies, Elisha's servant, he woke up early. It was all the drama of the Lord. He woke up, right? Elisha still asleep. Go ahead.
And gone forth, behold, and hosts compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master.
Yeah, he panicked. He probably tore his garment. He dropped to his knees. Alas, my master. It's over. Because he saw that great army, man. But who set it up? Yahweh Shemiah, man. See, go ahead.
It said, and his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do?
How we going to get out of this one?
And he answered.
Hey, you were panicking, man. You were panicking, man. Go ahead, but peep that. Watch what Elisha say.
And he answered, Fear not.
Woo!
For they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Right, and that's true, man. They that be with us is more than they that be with them. When you what Yahweh said, I can ask my Father and send for a legion of angels, which I think a legion is anywhere from 6,000 to 9,000 or something like that. And that's just one legion, man. So there's more with us than with them. Go ahead.
And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes.
Open his eyes, go ahead.
That he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw it. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots.
Yeah, so the mountain, right, was full of what the world knows as UFOs, which we know to be the vehicle of our salvation, the chariots of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, heaven's armies, man. The Lord had them posted up, and Elisha said, "Let him see, Lord." You know, and guess what? You know that he was calm after he saw that. He was like, "We got him, man."
That's it.
So them tell you probably, you could see the different colors. You could feel the energy, you know, like a power surge. Go ahead, huh?
It says, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee.
So the Lord, when they came after Elisha, the Lord said, smite this people, I pray thee. Go ahead.
With blindness.
With what?
With blindness.
With what?
With blindness.
With blindness. That links up with what we just read in Isaiah the 59th chapter, man. When they come in like a flood, the Lord is going to make us disappear. That's what happened here. The Lord says, he asked the Lord to smite them with blindness, man. Meaning they couldn't see him, man.
That's it.
Matter of fact, finish that up.
And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha.
See that, man?
Come on, man.
And that's Yahweh Shai all day, because Yahweh Shai said, according to your faith, man. And we believe that, man. We believe that when them devils come, we already know we ain't got no power in our hand. See, we're not going to have a letdown. You niggas who got them choppers, you're going to be let down, man. We're not going to have that letdown. Why? Because our trust is solely in Yahweh Basham Yahushua. And when this man closed in on us with his military, we know the only thing, we're going to be looking for that.
Yeah.
Please, no.
Yeah, that's it.
Lord going to do that according to our desire, man. Why? Because that's the way we're going to get out. That's the way we're going to escape. That's going to be a form of the Lord making a way in the sea for us, man. Like he did in ancient Egypt, in the floods, man. See? So that's the power we're dealing with here, man. Yahweh Basham Yahushua. All right? So that's about it. Anybody else got something? All right, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Basham Yahushua, Basham HaKadosh. Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders, of great millstone. Shalom, you brothers laboring in his work, and as always, the believers, the Archimedes, was the Aqua that subscribe to the truth as well. To the next time, Shalom.
Shalom. DTA of Bible.